Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today I am fresh-faced because I am going to be doing a first impressions on this new foundation that I got. And this is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Foundation. I have been using the CoverGirl CG Smoothers Hydrating Makeup in 730 Classic Beige. But this one is running out on me. So I wanted to get something different this time just to try out some different foundations, see what I like. And I found this one, Matte and Poreless, sounds pretty good to me. So I thought I would try it out. And this is in the color 125 Nude Beige, for anybody wondering. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start and put my hair back. And reading reviews, there was kind of mixed reviews on whether it was like light, medium, or full coverage, so we'll see. It also said to use either a stippling brush or a beauty blender. So I'm just going to use the beauty blender. And I was kind of debating whether I wanted to use a primer or not, whether I just wanted to see how the plain foundation would do on its own, but I would normally wear it with a primer, so I think I'm just gonna go ahead and try with a primer. But I've got two. I've got the Maybelline Baby Skin and then the Porefessional. This is just a little bitty sample that I got in an advent calendar. I think I'm gonna save this one since it's so small. I'm gonna go ahead and use the Baby Skin. I have found though that I need to use way more of the Baby Skin than of the Porefessional, which is kind of weird since they're supposed to be comparable products. I've heard a lot of people use Baby Skin in place of the Porefessional, but I don't know, it doesn't make sense to me if you're using that much more of it. Because you're just kind of wasting product that way. I would rather use something that doesn't use that much because it will last longer. But whatever, to each his own. Okay, so now we're gonna go right in with the foundation. I guess I'll just put a little on the back of my hand. Ooh, that was probably way too much. It's very liquidy. Also, I hope this matches my skin tone. It's looking pretty good so far. I'm definitely more used to like thicker foundations. Like the CoverGirl one that I had was way thicker. Like this one's just kind of running all over the back of my hand. I definitely don't think it's a full coverage foundation at all. I would say like a medium, yeah, medium coverage. Maybe like a shade too dark for me, but that's okay. We can just fix that with like concealer and things. Okay, so I ended up using all of that I got out. It's definitely a little too dark for me. So we'll just blend it down the neck, try to make it work. I'm liking the coverage on this though. I mostly got this for the whole poreless effect though, not really the matte. I do prefer a dewier finish. I've never really worked with a matte foundation before. But yeah, this is definitely very matte. I like this coverage though. I think this does have better coverage than my other foundation because over here where I have a bit of acne scarring, it seems to have done a much better job of covering. I don't think I'll need as much concealer over there. So far, I'm really liking this. Like with my other foundation, I had to go in with a ton of powder to make sure that it wasn't so wet basically. I feel like I could almost get away with not using powder with this, especially since I do prefer a bit more of a dewy finish. Using a powder might just make it a bit too matte, but once we apply concealer and all that, I'll probably just powder where I've put the concealer. So far I'm really liking it though. It went on really smooth. Let me grab another mirror real quick so I can just look at it a bit closer. It definitely did blur some of my pores though. Even though this is a pore minimizing primer, I never really noticed it doing that much in the way of like blurring the pores. This did a really good job of that, so that's a pretty good thing. I mean, that was the main reason I got it. So far I'm liking this. And we'll see how it wears throughout the day. So right now it's about noon, and I'll probably just check back in throughout the day and then at the end of the day and let you know how it's wearing. But so far, I love this. Like, it doesn't even feel like I'm wearing anything. I feel like that's like the main thing that people always say in these foundation first impressions. Oh, it doesn't feel like I'm wearing anything. But like, it looks like my skin. It doesn't even look like there's anything on, which is great. Not cakey at all. So far I'm really liking this. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use some of this concealer. Oh, this is also by Maybelline, the Instant Age Rewind. It's just a Maybelline kind of day, I guess. And we'll see how it does with the concealer and powder. This is actually one that my mom got for herself, but she decided she didn't want it. So it's almost a shade too light for me. I just find that it works really well as a highlighting concealer, so that's why I use it. Lately, I actually haven't been using like a spot concealer for blemishes or anything. I've just been doing a brightening concealer. And it seems to work pretty well. Also, another thing that I've been doing lately is just kind of taking that along the jawline. Almost like an anti-contour or something. Now for powder, I'm just going to be using my e.l.f. translucent mattifying powder. I really need to get some more of this, or I really want to try something different. I want to try like a loose powder. So if you have any recommendations, leave them in the comments below, because I would love to hear what you guys have tried out and what you guys think works. So I'm really just going to take this where I have put that concealer. I don't think the foundation itself is going to need any powder, so I'm just going over the concealer, and that is it. So that's it for the foundation and everything. So far, I'm really loving this. Like, it has the perfect finish. And I think it has just the right amount of coverage, because I don't really want something too terribly high coverage. This is usually where I like the coverage to be at, because if there's anything that's kind of showing through, I can always just go on with a little bit of concealer. But something like this, I don't really mind. I mean, it just makes you look like a real person, you know? So unless I was like going to like an event or like something where I really want to get dressed up, that's when I would do something a bit more full coverage. But just for every day, I don't really care about little spots peeking through. So this is pretty good. I think this was a good purchase. So I will do the rest of my makeup and check back in with you, and then I will make sure to check back in with you throughout the day. Okay, so I am just checking back in with you guys. I finished my makeup. I've filmed some videos. I have some more videos to film after this. But basically the foundation has really held up after going through all of my makeup, and it really, like, nothing's really changed. It's been just over an hour, and I'm still loving it. The way that it blurs the pores, I mean, that just is phenomenal. It definitely holds up to that. and the matte especially, it's still very, very matte. Even without powdering, it's very matte. So far, this foundation is really good. So I'm gonna film a couple more videos today, and then I have some errands to run. I think we're gonna go to the gym later, so I didn't really want to go too crazy with the makeup. I've just done like a peach eye and a pink lip, and I'll check back in later. So I'm checking back in. I just got back from the gym, and this foundation actually wears extremely, extremely well. It was very, very matte still right before we went to the gym. Obviously now it's looking a little more dewy. But I think well, I don't have it with me right now, but I did pick up an illuminating primer while I was out running errands, just because I felt like it was a little too matte. I do like the dewier finish, so I wanted to pick that up and try that out underneath later. But so far, the pore minimizing thing still looks really good. The coverage still looks basically the same as when I first put it on, which is pretty awesome, because right now it is almost 6 o'clock. And like I said, I just got back from the gym, so I'm surprised it didn't wear that much. But yeah, so far I'm really liking this. I'll just keep this on for the rest of the night, because I do want to see how it wears just for a few more hours, because it's only been about 6 hours since I put it on. I want to give it at least 8. So I will check back in with you at the end of the night. It's about 8:30 now, and I'm back for my final check-in. And overall, I'm very impressed with this foundation. It still is blurring the pores across my cheeks. The only place that I can really see where it may have come off is like around the nose and the tip of the nose. But besides that, it's looking pretty good. So I'm very impressed with this. And it did stay pretty matte the entire day, aside from after I came back from the gym, which obviously is to be expected. But it definitely doesn't look as oily as a typical foundation would. Like for my other foundation, the CoverGirl one, that one definitely would have looked way more oily throughout the day. But this one, matte and poreless, definitely holds up to that. So I'm really liking this foundation. I think it could be a new favorite for me. So I would definitely recommend it. Apparently they also have one that's dewy and smooth, and that is one that my mom has. So I might try that one out in the future after I finish this one up, because I just noticed that I don't really like the whole mattifying effect that it has. I mostly bought it for the whole poreless thing, but I did get an illuminating primer, so I'm gonna try that underneath and see if maybe that gives it a more dewy effect and makes it look a little more natural. So I'll try that and see how it looks. But overall, I did really like this foundation. Definitely held up to its promises, and it doesn't really say anything about how long it's supposed to last, but I would say 8 hours. I mean, it's been 8.5 so far that I've been wearing it, and I've definitely worn it in. So I think it did a pretty good job, and I would definitely recommend it. So if you liked this video and you want to see more first impressions, be sure to give it a thumbs up so that I will know that you enjoyed it and I can make more videos like this in the future. And make sure you click that little subscribe button down there so that you're notified every time that I make a new video. And also leave a comment down below if you've maybe tried out this foundation, if you've liked it, or if you've tried any of the other Fit Me foundations. Like I said, they have the dewy and smooth one. This is the matte and poreless. And let me know what you thought about it. And also let me know what other videos you would like to see in the future, and I just might make them. So I'll see you next time.